Hello, my name is Jacqueline Peterson, and I am the Director of Curriculum for the University Academy. Last week, we had the opportunity to present to the board a new change to the fourth quarter grading and how we will weight that for the semester. In a moment, I'm going to briefly go over the policy and then give you some background as to the decision behind it. So first off, the policy that we presented to the board was that for this semester, instead of having the two quarters weight equally, third quarter being 50% and fourth quarter being 50%, a decision was made to have the third quarter weighted at 90% and the fourth quarter weighted at 10%. Now, please know that this decision was not made lightly. There were a lot of heads in the room or Zoom meeting, I will say, when this took place. It was a very lengthy discussion. There were a lot of scenarios thrown out, and we tried to do our best to consider every single child in this situation that this policy will affect. At the end of the day, we decided that this was the best policy to move forward with, and the board did approve that. In addition to the 10%, for the fourth quarter, it was also decided that our dual credit students will have the opportunity to take a pass-fail in their courses, so they can either take the letter grade that they would have received, the numerical letter grade, or they can take a pass-fail, and that was to align with what the university is doing for college students. Now, during the board meeting, there were several questions asked around the policy, particularly the one that's affecting our K-12 students with the 90% at the third quarter and the 10% at the fourth. And they were great questions. And at that time, we felt it necessary that we would just send out a message to answer all of those questions and give you a little bit more insight as to the thought process behind this, because we're sure if the board had some of these questions that there's many parents out there that probably have the same ones. So I want to go over two main points that really revolve around this policy and why we felt the need to go ahead with it. First off, and the first point I want to make is that we understand that there are many, many students across our district that did an amazing job of keeping up with their work for the fourth quarter. They were diligent about logging in. They showed up daily. They worked with their teachers. The teachers worked hard to give them feedback about the assignments. They completed all the assignments. The parents worked hard to help ensure that these students did what they want to do. Did what they needed to do, excuse me. And I want you to know that, yes, all of that work will be graded at only a 10% of the entire semester, but I don't want you to feel slighted by the fact that you're not getting a grade for the work you did, because I want you to know that you worked hard and you were still going to make gains. You still did make gains in your academic learning. You're going to be much better prepared when we start the new school year in August, because you will have that knowledge that you gained over the past 9 weeks. And that is going to give you an advantage if you hadn't, as opposed to if you hadn't had done that. So know that you're going to be better prepared. You absolutely, definitely made gains in your learning. And at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about, right? I also want you to know that at the beginning of the year, in August, we're going to be giving a beginning of the year assessment that's going to be released by TEA. The purpose of this assessment is to gauge where all of our students are and how much possibility there is of knowledge loss over the time. We always know that there's a slight summer slide, and we had 9 weeks more of that. So if you've been doing what you were supposed to be doing over the past 9 weeks, first of all, we applaud you. Great job. But also, you're going to get a chance to shine on that beginning of your assessment that you did have gains over the past 9 weeks. So thank you for that. The second point I want to make briefly is about the purpose of grades. Yes, we all like to get that letter grade stamped, and we all want to know that those grades are our reward at the end of the day, but truthfully, and it is our belief here at the University Academy, it goes right along with our philosophy that the reward is the learning. We're here to learn. We're here to better ourselves. So the fact that the weighting is only 10%, may seem like you're being slighted in some ways, but again, you did make the gains, you did have the knowledge, and at the end of the day, the purpose of grading, our philosophy is that the purpose of grading is purely for that feedback. And you've been receiving feedback from your teachers for the past 9 weeks. That feedback is crucial. That feedback is what drives your learning and helps you evaluate where you are and adjust and just keep going. So yes, the purpose of the grades truly at the end of the day is for feedback, not necessarily that letter grade. Secondly, we really haven't had a way over the past 9 weeks to measure if there's been any retainment of the knowledge. All the grades that we've been taking over the past 9 weeks have been formative in nature, meaning daily work. A concept is introduced, we give an assignment. Another concept is introduced, we give an assignment. Those are formative type grades, and the purpose of formative type grades purely is for feedback. And we haven't really had a way to measure if there's been any retainment because we have not been taking summative grades. Summative meaning I'm going to teach several concepts and then I'm going to have some sort of test or some sort of demonstration of learning over knowledge that I have attained over the past several weeks. And we have not been giving summative grades. So the 10% weighting we felt was justified for a variety of reasons, like I said, because students have still been learning. They have still been receiving feedback. We really haven't had a way to know how much information is being retained since we are only taking daily grades. And we're going to feel really good about giving that beginning of the year assessment when the school year begins. So I would like to close by saying, again, if you are one of the students or a parent of one of the students that have been doing exactly what you were supposed to be doing, we applaud you, we thank you, and your reward is that you are going to be light years ahead of where those that have not been doing that are. But I also want to be clear that we feel for the people that have not been able to keep up. We know that every home across our district and across our nation looks extremely different right now. With parents working, parents not working, parents trying to work from home, parents out of a job, internet access, am I having to watch my little brothers and sisters so my parents can work, et cetera, et cetera. So at the end of the day, we felt like it was the best decision to go with the 10% weighting of the fourth quarter for the reasons that I stated earlier. So I want to thank you, and we are looking forward to having you all back in August and kicking off a new school year. Thanks.